This recording is for a few examples from section 5.3 in Math 120 in case we run out of time in class. So I am going to skip to example 3. If we look at this example, it says a will states that 4/5 of the estate is to be divided among relatives. Of the remaining estate, 1/4 goes to charity. What fraction of the estate goes to charity? So if I'm trying to organize what's going on here, there's two numbers, the 4/5 and the 1/4. So if we look at that 4/5 first, it says a will states that 4/5 of the estate is to be divided among relatives. So relatives get most of that estate. They get that 4/5. That next sentence says, of the remaining estate. So that's the first thing we have to find, the remaining estate. So if we're talking about the whole estate, 1/2 is 1. So if we want to find what's remaining, we do that whole estate minus the 4/5. Remember, 1 can be written as 5/5 because 5 divided by 5 is 1. And when we subtract our 4/5 there, we get 1/5. So that 1/5 is the remaining estate. So we're not done yet, but we've got some stuff to go on. It says of the remaining estate, 1/4 or 1/4 goes to charity. So here we have some key words. And our key word is of. Of is a key word for multiplication. So what we're going to do is take that remaining estate, 1/5, and multiply it by 1/4, because our of tells us to multiply the remaining estate and the 1/4 that goes to charity. For fractions, we multiply straight across. Our 1 times 1 is 1. Our 5 times 4 is 20. So we're saying that 1/20th of the estate goes to charity. Remember, with our word problems, we always want to label what they are. So we're going to skip ahead to example 7. I apologize. Example 8. It says, which is the better value? A 14.3 ounce can of chicken broth for $1.25 or a 32 ounce can of chicken broth for $2.65. If you took Math 010 here at Deltech, you've seen problems like this before. Whenever we're trying to do a better value, what we want to do is find the unit price, which is the price divided by however many units you have. So for example, this 14.3 ounce can of chicken broth for $1.25, what we would do is take our 125, our money, and divide it by our units. In this case, our 14.3 ounces. So in your calculator, you would just type 1.25 divided by 14.3. And when you do that, you'd get a big decimal. You'd get 0.0874125.874. So we need to keep our units here. We did dollars divided by ounces. So it's dollars per ounce. So if you think about money, it's saying that this is about 9 cents per ounce. So when we're trying to figure out the better value, that means we want the lower price per ounce. So we're going to do the same thing and look at this other chicken broth, the 32 ounce can for $2.65. So once again, I'll take my money, the $2.65 they want for this 32-ounce can of chicken broth. Just like before, you'll type in your calculator, 2.65 divided by 32. And when you do that, you'll get 0.0828125. And we have the same units as before. It's dollars per ounce. So if we focus in on our dollars and cents, both of these start out with our 0.8, so about 8 cents. But the difference happens here in that thousandths place. The 7 is higher than the 2. So that means this purple one, where we paid $2.65 for 32 ounces, is the better value because it's less cost per ounce. And I realize that those numbers are very close together, but when you're buying lots of chicken broth, it starts to add up. So the next example we're going to look at deals with the area of a triangle. So this is example 11. It says find the area of a triangle with a base of 10 inches and a height of 17 inches. So most of the time when we're sketching a triangle, we sketch a right triangle. They don't tell us that it is one, but it's what we generally draw. If we're doing that, this bottom piece is our base, and this straight up and down piece is our height. They tell us that the base of the triangle is 10 inches, and that the height is 17 inches. So we need to know our formula for the area of a triangle, which is 1/2 times the base times the height. And a lot of times we'll just abbreviate that as 1/2 BH. So if we substitute in the numbers from this problem, the base of the triangle is 10 inches. The height of the triangle is 17 inches. So we multiply out the numbers. Our 1/2 times 10 is 5, and we keep those inches attached. And when we do 5 times 17, we get 85. And just like when we did the area of a rectangle, when we do inches times inches, we get inches squared. Or you can write it out in words as our 85 square inches. That is where we are going to stop for our sections 5.2 and 5.3.